Okay, for this video, I'll be discussing terrorist organizations in the Philippines. Although, yung iba dito ay hindi pa classified as terrorist organization under Philippine law. But again, no, these are considered, no, considered silang mga terrorist organization sa Pilipinas. So, let us start with, of course, well-known Abu Sayyaf Group or the ESG. So, Abu Sayyaf Group, it is a militant organization that is based in the Philippines. Its mission is thought to be establish of separate Islamic state in Mindanao. So, ang gusto nila is to establish a separate state in Mindanao, an island situated in southern Philippines. Abu Sayyaf literally means bearer of the sword. So, yan yung meaning ng Abu Sayyaf, bearer of the sword in Arabic. And Abu Sayyaf is also known as Al-Harakat Al-Islamiyah. So, ito yung ibang term ng Abu Sayyaf. Al-Harakat Al-Islamiyah. The group claims that it was formed in early 90s after it split. No? Ito yung nag-split din. No? Ito ay tumiwalag sa Moro National Liberation Front ni Nur Miswari. So, ito ay splinter din sa MNLF or Moro National Liberation Front na tinatag ni Nur Miswari. So, it was spearheaded by Abdurrazzaq Abubakar Janjalani. So, later on, you will learn na yung mga Janjalani brothers ang umasyum sa leadership, no? So, ang founder ng Abu Sayyaf is Abdurrazzaq Abubakar Janjalani. So, yung Abu Sayyaf means bearer of the sword. And si Abdurrazzaq Abubakar Janjalani ay considered the emir. Siya yung leader ng Abu Sayyaf. So, meron siyang Jumail Chairman, Chairman for Basilan, Chief of Staff, Secretary General, and Foreign Relations Chief. Then you have the Communist Party of the Philippines. Okay, Communist Party of the Philippines and New People's Army. Actually, magkaunay yung dalawa. Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army. Ang ibang tawag niya CNT, no? Communist NPA Terrorist, CNT. Now, Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army, seeks to overthrow the Philippine government. So, ito yung gusto nila. Gusto nilang i-overthrow ang Philippine government in favor of new state led by working class. So, ito yung gusto nila. Communism ang gusto nila, no? Led by working class and to expel US influence from the Philippines. Gusto nilang mawala yung influensya ng USA sa Pilipinas. Kaya nga, if you notice, pag yung legal front nila, yung mga NDF, Nakbayan, Napawis, Gabriela, pag nag-rally yan, okay? Tuta ng USA alis dito, no? So they want to expel US influence in the Philippines. The Communist Party of the Philippines was founded in 1968 and its arm wing arm wing ang New People's Army was founded the following year. Because the party's arm wings are so closely intertwined, they often referred together as CPP-NPA. The CPP-NPA was established by Jose Maria Sison, si Joma Sison, a popular former student activist. So, dating student activist who led a Maoist-oriented youth faction. So, Maoist is yung communism sa China, no? Maoist. Within Partido Komunista ng Pilipinas or PKP. No. So, again, no, ito yung parang structure ng CPP-NPA. Yung CPP, yung Communist Party of the Philippines, ito yung head. Parang siya yung ulo. Okay, siya yung ulo. Now, yung NPA, kasi may armas to, armed group to, ito yung sword. Ito yung sword. Yan, sword siya. Kasi armed struggle, may dalas lang armas. Yung shield nila, ito yung tatawag na NDF, National Democratic Front. Bakit? Ano to? Legal front to eh. Okay? Like Bayan Muna, Gabriela, League of Filipino Students, ACT, Teachers, KMP, o Kilosang Mambubukid ng Pilipinas, no? Kilosang Mayo Uno, KMU, ano pa, Kadamay, Karapatan. Marami pa yung mga legal fronts sila. Okay? And it is a shield. Kasi, if you're a member of this organization, yung NDF, hindi ka pwedeng hulihin kasi it's alright to form an association or organization. So, hindi pwedeng hulihin yan. Okay? So, yan yung CPP, NPA, no? At saka NDF. So, again, no? The CPP, NPA is founded by Jose Maria Sison. Jose Maria Sison, sabi nga nila, si Jose Maria Sison ngayon ay nasa Dahig, nasa Netherlands pala, no? Netherlands. pa-happy-happy lang siya doon. Pa-happy-happy lang siya. While yung mga NPA niya ay wala nang kinakain, no? Yun ang sabi nila. So, again, because bakit nasa Netherlands si Jose Maricison? Because he is enjoying their asylum. May asylum status, no? The Netherlands. Then you have the Maoti group. Of course, it is led by Maoti brothers. Maoti brothers Abdullah and Omar Kayam Romato Maute. Okay, so Omar, no? Abdullah and Omar Maute. Went from Swedish small-time criminals to full-fledged militant activity. So actually, ano sila, they started as petty small-time criminals. Then naging full-fledged militant activity. When they created the Khalifa Islamiyah Mindanao in 2012, the Maute group pledged to Islamic State on April 2015. Islamic State yung ISIS. Both Ansar al-Khalifa Philippines and Abu Sayyaf. Maute group pledged allegiance with Islamic State and pledged support to each other in fighting the Philippine government. Ang stronghold ng Maute ay nasa Butig, Lanao del Sur. So yan yung stronghold niya. Pero nakuha ng gobyerno na rin yan. So ito yung leader, no? Si Abdullah Maute and Omar Maute. Pero patay na itong dalawa, no? Patay na itong dalawa na to. Now, then you have also Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters. Ano itong Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters? Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters or BIFF, sometimes called Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Movement or BIFM. So, pareho lang yan, no? BIFF or BIFM is one and the same. Is Islamic separatist organization based in southern Philippines. Again, anong gusto nila? It seeks to an independent state for Filipino Muslim minority known as Moro people. They want an independent state run by Filipino Muslim minority Moro people. So, BIFF was founded in 2010 by Amiril Umbra Katos. Ito yung leader nila. But this group is also a splinter, tumiwalag sa Moro Islamic Liberation Front or sa MILF, led by Hashim Salamat. So, tumiwalag sila kasi nga yung MILF nag-peace talk. Ayaw nila sa peace talk, kaya nagtatag siya ng ibang grupo niya. So, ito si Amiril Umbra Kato, no? BIFM o Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Movement and BIFF, no? Or Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighter, pareha lang yan. So, ito si Amiril Umbra Kato, ito yung leader at saka founder nila. But allegedly, he was confirmed killed on April 14, 2015. Other militant groups, we have the Moro National Liberation Front or MNLF. The Moro National Liberation Front is Islamic separatist organization based in southern Philippines. It seeks independent Islamic state or autonomous region. So, ito yung gusto nila. Independent state o di kaya autonomous region for Filipino Muslim minority known as Moro people. O live primarily in Philippine Mindanao region. Now, MNLF is a splinter group from Muslim Independence Movement, MIM, or which was later called Mindanao Independence Movement. No? It was founded in 1968 to call for separate Moro state in southern Philippines. But Norm Iswari, an early student leader movement, became MNLF's first chairman. Tinatag niya ang MNLF or Moro National Liberation Front. Bakit? Because of this Jabida Massacre. Ano itong Jabida Massacre? Allegedly, no, yung palang Sabah, which is part of Malaysia now, ay part ng, ng Pilipinas yan. Kasi mayaran yan ay ang Sultan ng Sulu. Okay? So, there was a time when Marcos want to get back the Sabah. So, nag-train siya ng mga Jabida fighters. Ito yung mga tausog na ni-recruit nila para maging Jabida fighters. Dadalhin doon sa Sabah para makuha yung Sabah. Nag-train sila sa Corridor Island, yung malapit sa Manila Bay, no? Corridor Island. Pero yung mga Jabida, yung mga tausog na yun, nagre-reklamo kasi maliit yung sweldo, hindi maganda yung pagkain, saka yung training nila, mahirap. Nagalit, yung trainer nila doon, 27 Muslim youth were summarily executed in 1968 in what is known as Jabida Massacre. Only Jibin Araola survive to tell the tragedy. Kasi ang ginawa ni Jimmy Narola, tumalon siya sa Corridor Island at nilangoy niya hanggang Manila Bay. Kasi magaling pa ng lumangoy yung mga tausog kasi nga tao siya, tausog kasi tao sa usog is alon, no? So sanay sila sa languyan. So dahil sa Jabida Massacre, nagalit si Nomi Suarez, tinatag niya ang MNLF or Moro National Liberation Front. So, pero alam natin, si Nomi Suarez at si Ramos ay nagkaroon ng peace agreement. Okay? Peace agreement. Actually, ito yung tinatawag nilang Tripoli, no? Sa Tripoli Agreement to. 1976 Tripoli Agreement between the Government of Republic of the Philippines, GRP, and Moro National Liberation Front, MNLF. So dito napagkasunduan na itatag yung ARMM or Autonomous Region for Muslim Mindanao. Okay, so yun yung nangyari dyan. Pero meron din ayos sa agreement na to, isa doon si Hashim Salamat, kaya nagtatag din siya ng sarili niyang grupong MILF or Moro Islamic Liberation Front, no? Ito yun. Tatag ni Hashim Salamat, ayaw niya sa peace talk between Ramos and Nomi Suarez, tinatag niya ang Moro Islamic Liberation Front or MILF. Okay? It is Islamic separatist organization based in southern Philippines. And MILF is chiefly located in Central Mindanao and is Philippines' largest separatist group. So, pinakamalaking grupo na to ngayon, no? And considered as the strongest. MILF originated as a splinter group. So, ito ay tumiwala din, splinter group from Moro National Liberation Front. So, ang MILF galing din yan sa MNLF. Founded by Hashim Salamat. MNLF co-founder had begun to have logical and political disagreement with Nomi Suarez. So, they have political disagreement with Nomi Suarez. Kaya tinatag niya yung MILF. Saka alam natin, yung MILF o Moro Islamic Liberation Front led by Hashim Salamat, pero patay na si Hashim Salamat, no? Nakipagsundo din kay Duterte kaya nabuo ngayon ng BARM, no? Bangsamoro Autonomous Region for Muslim Mindanao. So meron tayong BARM ngayon, yung ARMM pinalitan ng BARM. So ito yung parang struggle sa Mindanao, no? Of course, yung unang movement dun is yung Mindanao Independence Movement or MIM. Which was established in 1968 to 1971 by Dato Untog Matalam. Dahil sa Jabida Massacre, umisplit doon si Nomi Suarez at nagtatag siya ng MILF. MNLF, Moro National Liberation Front. Nagipagsundo kay Ramos, nagkaroon ng peace agreement, Tripoli Agreement, natatag ang ARMM, pero may ayaw doon. Isa na doon, sa ayaw sa agreement ng si Hashim Salamat. At saka si Abdurrajak Abubakar Janjalani. Kaya itong dalawa na to, nagtatag ng sarili-sariling grupo. Si Abdurrajak Abubakar Janjalani, nagtatag ng Abu Sayyaf. Si Hashim Salamat naman, nagtatag ng MILF or Moro Islamic Liberation Front. At alam natin, yung MILF, nakipagsundo sa, yung una, kay President Aquino, hindi natuloy, kaya nakipagsundo sila kay Duterte, at natatagay yung BARM, pero may ayaw doon. Sino ayaw doon? Si Ameril Umbracato. Kaya si Ameril Umbracato, tinatag din niya ang BIFF or Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighter. So, yan yung history dyan, no? Now, let's discuss Human Security Act. Kasi ito yung primary law natin on terrorism. Ito yung batas na nade-define at nagpa-penalize ng terrorism. Because before 9372, wala tayong law on terrorism. Wala, no? RA 9372 or Human Security Act is the first and the only law that explicitly defined terrorism in the Philippines. Kasi before, wala tayong terrorism. Okay? Pag yung mga NPA, MLF, pag mahuli yan, ang kinakaso dyan is rebellion. Okay? Or murder. Pero hindi terrorism. Kasi wala pa yung terrorism law that time. No? This was approved and signed into law on March 6, 2007 by former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. This is considered as a breakthrough in legislation because before 2007, terrorism in the Philippines is yet defined and it has no concrete punishment. So wala pang concrete punishment, wala pang clear definition. But I tell you, this RA 937 is a brick of changing. amendment or repeal. I think it's repeal, no? They are planning to repeal Human Security Act. Diba, ito yung anti-terror bill, if you remember, no? If you remember yung mga sumisigaw ngayon na junk anti-terror bill, papalitan nila yung 9372. But of course, it's still in old bill, wala pang signature ni President Duterte as of this moment while I'm talking to you, no? While I'm recording this video. So, we will still follow RA 9372. Okay? But I'll tell you, there will be massive changes after the anti-terror bill will be signed into law by President Duterte. Kasi approve na siya sa Senate, approve na siya sa ito, sa Congress, no, sa lower house. Now, what constitute terrorism? So ano ba talaga ang terrorism? Paano ba natin masabi na terrorism 'yan? Okay? So, for the meantime, ito yung definition. Actually, terrorism, there is what we call terroristic activity and there is qualifying circumstance. Para ma-constitute natin ng terrorism, there is terroristic activity and there is qualifying circumstance. Okay? Must be committed. So, ano mga terroristic activity yan? Ito, piracy, rebellion, kudita, murder, ano pa? Kidnapping, serious illegal detention, crimes involving destruction, arson, violation of 6969, violation of 5207, Atomic Energy Act, hijacking, okay? Piracy, and illegal lawful possession of firearms. Okay? Now, ano ang qualifying circumstance para maging terrorism yung kaso? Ito yung qualifying circumstance. Thereby sowing and creating condition widespread and extraordinary fear and panic among the population. Ito yung qualifying circumstance. So, or in order to cause the government to give to unlawful demand. So, para ma-consider siyang terrorism, kailangan meron nito. Sowing, okay, creating, nag-create siya ng ano? Widespread and extraordinary fear and panic among the populace. So, parang kung sino yung terrorism, merong qualifying circumstance. So, ganito. Ano yung piracy? Diba, pag kinuha mo yung barko o kinuha mo yung kargamento ng barko, isang barko lang, that is piracy. Pero what if 10 barko, no, na naka-angkla sa pier, kinuha mo yung gamit, kinuha mo yung barko, tapos sinunog mo yung barko, binomba mo yung barko, hindi na siya piracy. It will become terrorism. Okay? Rebellion. Pag inatake mo yung police station, inatake mo yung detachment ng army, rebellion yun. Okay? That's rebellion. Pero pag inatake mo na, hindi lang detachment ng army, hindi lang himpilan ng police, kundi yung buong komunidad, yung buong municipality. Okay? Yung plaza, yung city hall, yung public market, yung simbahan, inatake mo na, hindi na siya rebellion. It will become terrorism. Bakit? You created a widespread and extreme fear and panic among the population. Okay, widespread and extreme fear and panic among the population. Okay, kudita. Alam natin yung kudita, ang nag-commit nito ay mga police o military. Kasi pag yung police military, umatake yan sa isang himpilan or sa Malacanang, that could be kudita. Pero pag inatake nila ay buong lungsod, buong municipality o buong city, like buong Jensan, then hindi na siya kudita. It will become terrorism. Because again, there is extra fear and panic among the populace. Okay? Yung murder. Yung murder na ito. Pag pumatay ka ng tao kasi galit ka sa kanya at planado yung pagpatay. Okay? Planado yung pagpatay. That's murder. Plain and simple murder. So, walang problema dun. Pero kung marami ka nang pinapatay, kung sino mo yung makita mo, binibira mo, pinapatay mo, okay? Sa train station, sa bus station, sa terminal, probably, so sa plaza, tulad nung movie na Mumbai yata yun, Hotel Mumbai, na yung mga terrorist yun, putok ng putok, kahit sino puputukan. So, hindi na siya murder. It is terrorism. Why? It created an extra fear and panic among the population. No? So, kidnapping, pag isang taong kinidnap for ransom, kidnapping yun. Pero pag kinidnap mo ang buong barangay, buong estudyante na isang eskwelahan, ay that is terrorism. It creates an extra fear and panic among the population. No? Destruction at saka arson, pag sinunog mo isang bahay lang, arson lang yun. Pero pag sinunog mo buong munisipyo na, buong barangay na, buong komunidad na, hindi na siya arson. It will become terrorism. Again, there is an extraordinary fear and panic among the population. Yung keyword natin. there is widespread and extraordinary fear and panic among the population. Yung qualifying circumstance para maging maging terrorism. Remember, terrorism, may terroristic activity, may qualifying circumstance. Ito yung terroristic activity, tapos yung qualifying circumstance ay yung showing and creating a condition of widespread and extraordinary fear and panic among the population. Ano? Five cops killed in Negros Oriental ambush. Yung in-ambush to. Actually, ang ambush to NPA. Okay? 5 pulis ang patay. Is this terrorism? No, this is rebellion. You know why? Kasi normal naman talaga nag-aaway yung pulis at saka yung NPA. Di ba? It will not create an extreme fear and panic among the population. No? But if, imagine, hindi pulis yung in-ambush, isang civilian na sasakyan at 10 yung patay doon. Or bus ang in-ambush, tapos maraming patay. That will be terrorism. Again, there is extraordinary fear and panic among the population. Now, ito, NBI arrest suspect in killing Cebu teen. So, ito yung discuss ko before sa procedure yata, na isang babae, si Christine Silawan sa Cebu, sa Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu, inubaran, tapos pinatay, ginitan sa leeg, tapos nilaplap yung muka. Okay? Now, can we consider this as terrorism? No. This is murder. Okay? Murder. But this is not terrorism. Why? It will not create an extraordinary fear and panic among the populace. Walang ganun. No? Walang ganung qualifying circumstance. That's murder. Of course, maraming galit dyan. No? Marami na bang hindi magagalit dyan. No? Kasi brutal yung pagkagawa. No? Pagkapatay sa kanya, brutal yun. So, maraming galit dyan. I even asked one of my students, pag ikaw yung police na nakahuli sa suspect sa pagpatay kay Christian Lee Sila, anong gagawin mo? Sir, papatayin ko rin, gigilitan ko sa mukha. Oh, so, galit siya. I understand that. Pero, that is not terrorism. Because it will not create an extra fear and panic among the populace. Okay? Pero ito, 3 suspected bombers charged for violating anti-terror law. Kasi ito, bombing na. Bombing na. Saan ito? This happens in Midsayap, North Cotabato. Midsayap, North Cotabato. So, itong tatlo na to, no, they were suspect sa pagbomba, kaya ginasuhan sila ng 9372 or Anti-Terror Law. Okay? Human Security Act. Ito, Sulu Blast, death toll climbs to 22. So, ito yung simbahan sa Sulu, meron nakapasok, suicide bomber pala yun, allegedly mag-asawa. Okay? So, ikaw, you're just attending a mass, sumabong na, patay ka. So, 22 yung patay doon. No? 22. Is this terrorism? Yes, because it will create an extraordinary fear and panic among the population. It will create an extraordinary fear and panic among the population. So, that could be terrorism. Ito, Davao Night Market bombing suspects yields. So, ito yung, kasi sa Davao, may night market sila doon at binomba. Okay, binomba ng mga suspect na to. Okay? Now, nung nangyari itong Davao Night Market, I was going to Davao eh. Pagdating doon, nag-lockdown sila. Ang daming checkpoint. Kaya yung klasiko sa doctoral, nasuspend. No? Nasuspend yung klasiko sa doctoral. So, I think ang patay dito is 27. I'm not really sure. But it's more or less 27. Okay. So, again, no, ang napatay doon yung mga inosenteng tao. Yung nagmamassage lang, nagbebenta ng pagkain doon, ng kung ano-ano. Yung namamasyal doon, nagplant sila ng bomba, sumabog, maraming patay. Okay. Is this terrorism? Yes. Because again, it creates an extraordinary fear and panic among the populace. Okay? So that will be terrorism. So ito, illustration. A rebel group bombed a bus in Metro Manila causing instantaneous death of 10 innocent persons. So, ito ay bombing. Ilan ang patay? 10 innocent person. The rebel group claimed the bombing and asked the government to free their other members detained in city jail. If the government will not grant their demand, they will bomb LRT. Yung train station doon. What was the crime committed? Because of the bombing, 10 tao yung patay, it created extraordinary fear and panic, so that will be terrorism. The rebel group is guilty of terrorism. They committed multiple murder, kasi 10 yung patay, by planting a bomb in the public transport facility, causing death of 10 persons. Because of their act, ano nangyari? They sowed and created a condition of widespread and extreme fear and panic among the populace, which is the qualifying circumstance of terrorism. And they also coerced the government to give to unlawful demand of releasing their members from city jail. So, that is elements of terrorism naman yan. Now, proscription of terrorist organization, association, and group of person. Anong ibig sabihin ng proscription? When you say proscription, it means labeling. Okay? Labeling yan. Labeling o terrorist organization. So, any organization, association, or group of person organized for the purpose of engaging in terrorism, or which although not organized for the purpose, may be declared as terrorist and outlawed organization. So, pwede siyang i-declared as terrorist or outlawed organization or association or group of person. Okay, general rule muna tayo. Pwede ba tayo magtatag ng isang grupo? Pwede. That's our constitutional right. We have the right to organize groups, no? Association or group of person. Di ba? Pwede naman yan. For example, sabi nyo, yung KAPA, sir, legal ba yan? KAPA is legal as an organization but not as investment company. As an organization, yes. Okay? So, pwede yun, no? Gusto mong magtatag ng samahan, no? Samahan ng mga gwapo sa Jensen. Oh, yan, pwede yan. That's a legitimate, that is allowed, no? Organization, association, group, person. Pero, pag nagtatag ka ng isang grupo like, samahan ng mga 150 sa Jensen. Oh, so you are offering sexual services sa mga bading, sa mga matron na for 150. That is not illegal under 9372, but that's illegal under revised penal code. That is what we call illegal association naman yun. Kasi it is for immoral purpose, no? Immoral purpose. Now, if you create a group or an organization for the purpose of engaging terrorism, then pwede siyang i-declared as terrorist and outlawed organization. So far, ang dineclare pa lang na terrorist organization is yung Abu Sayyaf. Because it is declared internationally, dineclare na lang ng Pilipinas. Ang in-applyan pa lang, no, DOJ as Manila Court to declare, kasi hindi na pwede yung DOJ lang mag-declare ng terrorist group, no? It must be the court. The DOJ as Manila Court to declare CPP-NPA as terror group. Okay? CPP-NPA as terror group. Okay? Pero hindi pa yata to na-approve ng update dito. Now, authorized wiretapping of judicial declared terrorists. So, general rule. We have RA 4200. Okay? And that's anti-wiretapping. So, basically, bawal ang wiretapping. Bawal yung conversation natin i-tap. Bawal yung mga text messages natin i-tap. No? So, that is under RA 4200. Especially mga itong tinatawag nating private communication. But, may exception dyan. Under Section 7 of RA 9372, if you are a member of judicially declared terrorist organization, pwedeng i-wiretap ang conversation mo. Pero anong kailangan? Yung kailangan dito, written order of the Court of Appeals. Okay? Kailangan may court order from CA or Court of Appeals. Pwedeng i-listen, intercept, record, or use any mode, form, kind of electronic under surveillance equipment, intercepting tracking device. Ano ang tinatrack dito? Any communication, message, conversation, discussion, spoken or written words between, okay, members of judicially declared terrorist and outlawed organization. So, kung yung ito, ma-declare na yung terrorist organization, pwede na i-wiretap ang conversation between ng members nila. Yung Abu Sayyaf, declared na yan na terrorist organization, pwedeng i-wiretap yung conversation nila. Pero kailangan ng court order. Okay? Saan ka kukuha ng court order? Court of Appeals. Again, but there is possible amendment on this, no? Pero let's not build on amendments kasi hindi pa yung batas. Dito muna tayo. So, sabi nga ni Lima, no? Sabi ni Lima, ayoko sanang erase ito. Matagal nang natatap ang aking cellphone. Yung cellphone yan daw natatap eh. Hindi ho ba? So, what's the purpose being served? Terrorist ho ba ako? Kasi nga, ang terrorist lang ang pwede mong itap ng conversation, no? So, or dahil sinabi lang colder ako, kaya ano bang purpose, no? So, yan yung sabi ni Dilima. Bakit daw tinatap yung cellphone niya, terrorista ba siya? Kasi nga, under the law, ang pwede lang itap yung conversation is yung mga member ng terrorist group. Okay, terrorist group. So, pay detention without judicial warrant of arrest. Okay, remember, under Article 125, ng revised penal code, if a person is arrested without warrant, you need to charge him within 12 hours for light, 18 hours for correctional, and 36 hours for afflictive and capital. Okay? Offenses, no? Or grave offenses. Ngayon. So, maximum is 36 hours. But under RA 9372 of Section 18 there, pwedeng i-detain ang isang tao within a period of 3 days. Anong 3 days? It's 72 hours. So, yung medyo unique to terrorism, no? Pwede mo din isang tao for 72 hours or 3 days. But alam mo ba kung anong amendment dito? Gusto lang gawing 14 days. 2 weeks, 14 days, plus pwede pang extend to another 10 days. So, 24 days lahat. But that is the proposal, no, sa bagong batas natin, sa anti-terror bill natin. Pero, hindi pa na-approve. Ang approve is 3 days pa lang. 72 hours pa lang. Okay? Sino yung pwedeng i-detain? Yung taong apprehended, arrested, detained, and taken to custody by said police officer because of terrorism. Okay? Terrorism. Now, judicial examination of bank deposits, accounts, and records. So, ito yung section 27 ng RA 9372. So, itong ibig sabihin yan. General rule muna tayo. Again, the general rule is Republic Act 1405 or the Bank Secrecy Law. Ano the Bank Secrecy Law? Hindi pwedeng tingnan yung bank accounts natin. Okay? Hindi pwede yan. Hindi pwedeng i-examine yung bank accounts natin because that is private. Atin lang yun. Pero, may pero. The AMLAC, ano yung AMLAC? Anti-Money Laundering Council. The AMLAC may authorize in writing any police officer or law enforcement to examine or cause examination of deposit, placements, trust accounts, bank records of financial institution, gather the cost of gathering relevant information about such deposit if you are a member of terrorist group. Okay? So, if you're a member of terrorist group, pwedeng i-open ang bank account mo. Pwede yun. Sino yung mag-order? It's only ordered by AMLAC, Anti-Money Laundering Council. Okay, AMLAC lang mag-order yan. So, exception yan sa Bank Secrecy Law. So, if you are a suspected terrorist member, pwedeng i-open yung bank account mo, pwedeng i-freeze yung assets mo dun. Now, extraterritorial application of RA 9372. Remember this, no? Under our revised penal code, tatlong characteristics ng law natin. We have generality, applicable to all person, territoriality, committed within the Philippine territory, prospective, it looks forward, it will not give retroactive effect, except if it's favorable to the accused. So, ito yung PGT, no? Prospective, territoriality, and generality. But, exception to that is yung 9372. Exception ng territoriality is yung 9372. Okay? Territorially means the criminal law is only applicable within Philippine territory. But Human Security Act is one of the exceptions to territorial application of criminal law. So, exception sa territoriality ang Human Security Act. Meaning to say, even if the crime is committed outside the Philippines, but basta terrorism yan, then it is triable in the Philippines. It is triable in the Philippines. Okay? So, example, a legal person who commits any crimes defined punished in this act within the terrestrial domain, interior waters, maritime zone, airspace of the Philippines. So, if the crime is committed in interior waters, maritime zone, or airspace, it is still punishable in the Philippines. Okay? Ano example yan? Ito. Yan. By the way, no? Di ba pinagagawa ngayon ng China at saka ng Pilipinas yung West Philippine Sea, no? Anong basis ng China? Bakit nila nagagawa yan? Ang basis na doon is history. Ano naman ang basis ng Pilipinas? Bakit natin inaagaw yung West Philippine Sea? Ang basis natin is international law. Anong law yun? Ito yun, UNCLOS. Anong UNCLOS na yan? United Nations Conventions of Laws of the Sea. So, ito yung international law na basis ng ating claim sa West Philippine Sea. Okay? Kasi ito yan. From baseline natin, kakuha ka ng waters between island, ang tawag dyan is archipelagic waters between island. From baseline natin, kakuha ka ng 12, ito yung territorial sea natin. Okay? Pag mag-add ka pa ng another 12, that is 24 nautical miles, ito yung contiguous zone natin. Okay? And from 12 nautical miles sa territorial sea natin, mag-add ka ng 200 nautical miles, ito yung EEZ, Exclusive Economic Zone. So, dapat ano lang pwede mangisda dyan. Pero of course, nag-sharing tayo sa China kasi wala din tayo magagawa. No? So, yan yung history na yan. Now, if a crime is committed sa territorial sea, it is triable in the Philippines. If terrorism is committed in contiguous zone, it is still triable in the Philippines. Okay? But if terrorism is committed in high seas, wala tayong pakialam dyan. Except kung barko natin. Aeroplano natin. Okay? Basta ang terrorism nangyari sa high seas, wala tayong pakialam dyan. Anong high seas? That's international water. International water na yan. So ito, penal person although physically outside the territorial limits of Philippines commit, conspire, or plot to commit any crimes defined and punished in this act. So, although no, you are physically outside the Philippine territory, pero kasama ka sa pag-commit or conspiracy, kasama ka sa plano, sa plot, to commit the crime of terrorism, then pwede kang kasuhan ng terrorism sa Pilipinas. Like, si Jose Marasiso, nasa ibang lugar, nasa Netherlands. Pero what if you will conspire other person in the Philippines to stage bombing? Gusto yung bombahin yung 3 lugar sa Pilipinas. O kasama siya sa conspiracy. Pwede ba siyang kasuhan ng terrorism under RA 9372? Physically outside siya sa Pilipinas. The answer is yes. Kasi kasama siya sa conspiracy. And again, in conspiracy, the act of one is the act of all. Katulad dito, no? JOMA to NPA, launch more attacks to force peace talks. Okay? So what if inutusan ni JOMA yung NPA na atake ng atake, bomba ng bomba, okay? And he is part of conspiracy. Can you charge JOMA although he's physically outside? The answer is yes. Because 9372, RA 9372 has extraterritorial application. Extraterritorial application. Ito. So the person who although physically outside, ito physically outside the territorial limits of Philippines, commit any said crimes on board a Philippine ship o airship. So sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, kung ang barko ay nasa high seas na, pero barko ng Pilipinas yan, triable sa Pilipinas yan. Yung aeroplano, nasa international airspace na, okay, that is still triable in the Philippines. Basta registered sa Pilipinas. Okay? Okay. So, anong i-decide the file case of violation of Human Security Act? You have testimonial evidence, ito yung affidavit of complaint and witnesses, then you have documentary evidence, okay, subversive documents, photographs, videos, publication, and records. You have also RA 10168. Ano itong 10168? Ito yung Terrorism Financing Prevention and Suppression Act. Terrorism Financing Prevention and Suppression Act. So, simple lang to, no? Kung ikaw yung nag-finance sa isang terrorist group para mag-launch ng attack, then you are liable under 10168. Okay? Yun yung concept dyan. Ayun, the law defines ito yun, Anti-Money Laundering Council. This is AMLAC, Anti-Money Laundering Council. Okay? Then you have the ATC, ayun ATC, Anti-Terrorism Council. So sila yung discuss ng terrorism dyan. Sino si terrorist? How would you define a terrorist? Terrorist is natural person. Means natural na tao to, hindi to juridical person. Okay? Who commits or attempts or conspire to commit terrorist act by any means, directly, unlawful, or willfully, and participates and principal accomplice in terrorist act. So, any person, whether you are a principal, you are accomplice in a terroristic act, then you are considered terrorist. But you must be a natural person. Natural person is like tao, yung tao. No? Hindi pwede yung juridical person or entity. So, ito yung mga local terrorists, no? I think this is in Region 10, no? PRO 10. So, sa Cagayan, Osamis, no? Mga local terrorists yan. So, terrorist organization, ito yung association and group of person owned and controlled by terrorists or group of terrorists. So, yan ang terrorist organization. So, again, no? Financing terrorism. So, pag ikaw yung nag-finance, ikaw yung nagbigay ng pera sa terrorist para mag-launch ng attack, no, ito yan. Carry out or facilitate the commission of terrorist act, then you are considered financing terrorism. Okay? Ang penalty dyan ay aabot ng reclusion perpetua. No? reclusion temporal to reclusion perpetua na fine of 500,000 to 1 million pesos. Katulad nyo, yun. Dating Marawi Mayor, inakusang financier. So, terrorist financier to. At taga-suporta umano ng Mauti Group. So, terrorist financier, kinasuhan si Salik Pahad o Pahad Salik. So, siya yung kilalang terrorist financier, no? Ito din, no? Alleged Mauti terror financier arrested in Valenzuela. So, ang kaso nila will be terrorist financing, no? Or financing terrorism. So, let's go to question and answer. Here, we will try to answer some questions in application to what we have discussed. Okay, let's go to number 1. Which of the following is not qualifying circumstance in the crime of terrorism? So, alin dyan ang hindi qualifying circumstance sa crime na terrorism? Sa crime na terrorism. So, not qualifying circumstance. Ito na showing and creating a condition of widespread and extra fear and panic among the populace. B, to cause the government to give to unlawful demand. C, for money or profit. D, both A and B. So, ang tanong is not. So, ang hindi dyan, hindi na makasali sa element ng terrorism ang money and profit. Although sometimes money is involved in terrorism, no? And profit. But that is not an element of the crime. It is not an element or qualifying circumstance of the crime of terrorism. Yung A sa B, that's qualifying circumstance. Number 2. The following are elements of crime of terrorism. So, ito elements ng crime of terrorism. Exception. Ang tanong dyan, exception eh. Okay, letter A. Showing, creating condition widespread excessive fear and panic among the populace. B. In order to cause the government to give to unlawful demand. C. There is intent to cause damage of personal property or deprivation of freedom. D. There is mutiny, rebellion, kudita, illegal possession of firearms and explosives. So, alin dyan yung B elements ng terrorism? The answer is letter C. Okay? Bakit? Ito kasi, ito is qualifying circumstance yan. Qualifying circumstance. So, that's element. Ito din, letter B, qualifying circumstance. Bakit sabihin, sir, yung letter D, kasi mutiny, rebellion, kudita, illegal possession of firearms and explosive, this is not qualifying circumstance. Oo nga, but that is not qualifying circumstance, but these are what we call terroristic activity. So, this is element. Remember, ang element ng terrorism, dalawa yun. Terroristic activities plus qualifying circumstance. Ito, intent to cause damage. That is not element to the crime. This is only secondary. No? This is only incidental to the crime. 3. Which of the following is not considered as act of terrorism? Alin dyan hindi act of terrorism? Letter A, piracy in general meeting na high seas. Letter B, homicide and genocide. C, rebellion, insurrection, or kudita. D, kidnapping and serious illegal detention. Actually, ang hindi dyan, ang we're looking here is not a terroristic activity or terrorist act. Hindi kasali sa terroristic act ang homicide at genocide. Okay? Murder pwede. Okay? That could be, no? But homicide is not. Remember, homicide, genocide is not the same with murder. Iba yun. Ibang element sa homicide sa genocide. Although, parehas lang killing, no? Parehang killing. Number 4. A group of bandits abduct 10 tourists in island city of Somal. So, 10 tourists in island city of Somal and demanded for ransom from the government. When the government cannot give their demand, they kill all their hostages. Pinatay lahat ng hostages. This caused extraordinary fear and panic among the populace. What was the crime committed? Is it A, genocide? B, kidnapping for ransom? C, multiple murder? D, terrorism? So ito ay, of course, no, this is terrorism because there is what? Extraordinary fear and panic among the populace. So that is the qualifying circumstance in terrorism. So kung ordinary kidnapping lang yun, that is kidnap or ransom. Pero kung meron ng extraordinary fear and panic among the populace, and that will be terrorism. 5. A terrorist group that literally means bearer of the sword and a splinter of MNLF. Splinter sila sa MNLF. Is it A, Abu Sayyaf Group? B, New People's Army? D, C, Maute? D, Bangsamoro Islamic People Fighter? So, the answer here, of course, is Abu Sayyaf Group. Bearer of the sword. Bearer of the sword and splinter of MNLF. 6. Upon acquittal of any person accused of terrorism shall be entitled to payment damages in amount of blank for every day that he has been detained or deprived of liberty. Ito hindi ko discuss sa inyo, no? Pero ito nasa batas. If you arrested a person kasi suspected terrorist siya at kinulong mo siya ng 5 araw, 10 araw, at hindi napunta yung terorista yan, ang pulis ay magbabayad. Magkano yung babayad ng pulis, sir? It's 500,000 per day. So, kung 10 araw mo siyang dinitain, kasi suspected terrorist, so 10 times 500,000, that is 5 million. Yun ang babayad ng pulis. Kaya, allegedly, walang pulis ang gusto mag-file ng 9372. Kasi pag ma-acquit yung tao ng 9372, malaki yung babayaran niya, 500,000 per day of detention. Kaya isa pa daw, no? Yung law na approved 2006, hanggang ngayon, isa pa daw yung na-convicto dyan sa 9372. Kaya gusto nilang palitan. At isa sa gusto nilang i-change is to eliminate this 500,000 per day na bayad. Gusto nilang eliminate yan, no? Sa new law, sa anti-terror bill natin. 7. A person suspected of committing terrorism can be detained for a period of. So, kung ang tao, suspected ka ng terrorism, ilang hours pwede i-detain? Okay? So, it will be 72 hours or 3 days, di ba? 72 hours or 3 days. Okay, ito, grave o capital sa revised penal code. Ito, wala din ito eh. 12, 18, 36 at saka 72 hours. 8. Vic was arrested in flagrant delicto for bombing a mall in Metro Manila. So, na-arresto siya for bombing, no? You are a police officer tasked to file a complaint against the suspect for possible inquest proceeding. What charge are you going to file? A. Violation of RA 9372. B. Violation of RA 10175. C. Violation of 9851. Or D. Violation of 8484. So, this is bombing. So, that will be 9372, Human Security Act or terrorism. Okay? For terrorism. 9. It seeks to overthrow the Philippine government in favor of new state led by working class and to expel U.S. influence from the Philippines and is founded by Jose Maria Sison. So, ang gusto nila, no, in favor of working class, led by working class, and to expel U.S. influence, and it is founded by Jose Maria Sison. So, it will be, of course, no, this is CPP-NPA. Okay, CPP-NPA yan. Abu Sayyaf, si Ajad Jalani, MNLF, si Miswari, MILF, si Hashim Salamat. Okay? 10. Former Mayor Jose financed a lost armed group to stage a bombing in his locality. Subsequently, Jose was arrested. He is liable for. So, siya yung nagpipinance to stage a bombing. Okay? Parang bubomba sa locality nila. So, anong kaso ni Jose? Then he will be liable for violation of 10168. Ito yung Terrorist Financing Act. Terrorist Financing Act. Okay? 1972 is ito yung Human Security Act. 1951 is Crimes Against International Humanitarian Law. 10175 is Cybercrime Prevention Act. Okay? Cybercrime Prevention Act yan. Okay. 11. It refers to natural person who commits or attempts or conspires to commit terrorist act. So, natural person commits a terrorist act by means or directly, indirectly, unlawful, and willfully. So, is it A, terrorist, B, terrorist organization, B, armed group, or militia? So, again, no, as defined in Terrorist Financing Act, this is terrorist, no, natural person commits or attempts to commit to conspire terrorist act. So, that is terrorist. No? Now, 12. A group that went from petty small-time criminals to full-fledged militant activity when they created the Khalifa Islamia Mindanao. Their stronghold is in Butig, Lanao del Sur. So, again, no, from petty small-time criminals naging full-fledged militant activity. And ang stronghold nila is Butig, Lanao del Sur. So, is it A, Maute? B, Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighter, BIFF. C, Moro National Liberation Front. D, Moro Islamic Liberation Front. So, of course, this is Maute. This is Maute group. No, Maute group yan. 13. A group that was founded in 2010 by Ameril Umbracato. So, founded by Ameril Umbracato. And splinter group from Moro Islamic Liberation. So, umiwalay sa MILF. Anong grupo to? Letter A, Maute. B, Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters. C, CPP-NPA. D, Abu Sayyaf. So, of course, Ameril Umbracato, splinter sa MILF, it is Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighter. Okay? Let's go to 14. He founded and the first chairman of Moro National Liberation Front, no, or MNLF, and which is of course a splinter group from Muslim Independence Movement or MIMM. So is it A. Noor Miswari, B. Amiral Umbracato, C. Jose Maya Sison, D. Hashim Salamat. So MNLF, that is founded by Noor Miswari. Amiral Umbracato, BIFF. Jose Mera Sison, CPP-NPA. Hashim Salamat, MILF. The Jabida Massacre took place in what island? Okay, meron ng sagot, no? Meron sagot. So, the Jabida Massacre took place in the Corridor Island. No? Diyan nangyari yung Jabida Massacre na kinagalit ni Noor Miswari, kaya tinatawag niya yung MNLF. So, I think that's the last one for this part, no, ng discussion natin on terrorist group sa Pilipinas.